Hi, I'm Magician Paul Weatherby, and in this tutorial I'm going to talk to you briefly about using invisible thread. Well, invisible thread, you may say, I just can't see it. Well, many people can't. What you need to work with invisible thread is a pair of scissors, a white board, white background, some invisible thread. When you buy invisible thread at a magic shop, it normally comes wrapped around a card, and there are hundreds of feet of invisible thread wrapped around a card. Now, what you're seeing here really isn't the invisible thread. Well, you are seeing it, but I'm going to get to the invisible part in just a moment. You'll also need some tape. Pull off a piece of tape, roll it into a little loop, set it aside on your board. Next, cut some tape, cut a very small piece of tape, and I always cut one piece of tape because I don't want the jagged edges from the tape dispenser on it. Let me try this again here. Okay, right here. Okay, now back to the invisible thread. Like I said, this is the invisible thread. It's not really invisible, you say. Well, the thing about it is, when you buy invisible thread, there's usually about 100 strands in one piece of thread, You just have to strip out one little tiny strand, which is very hard to do. When you're doing this, it's best to do it in some really strong light. After you get one strand of the invisible thread, which is another reason why you're using a white board or white background to do this on. Find an end of the invisible thread, wrap it around your loop of tape, and then fold the loop over onto the thread. That will hold it in place, and it will also be your anchor point. Stick it to the board and strip the rest of the thread from the one strand. It's a very delicate thing to do. You don't want to just yank or you'll break the invisible thread. As you go along, kind of pull the thread like this. And once you find the end of the thread, wrap it around the little piece of tape a few times, like that. And then you can anchor this to whatever you want to float. For example, if you're using a card, I would stick it right in the center of the card, right where the little dot is on a bicycle card. Just like this. And there you have it. And you could also anchor it to a coin or any other thing that you wish to float, like I said. Sometimes people will use a little dab of magician's wax under their fingernail, put that on the end of the thread so that they can put the dab of wax on, scrape the dab of wax off, and then hand the card out for examination. Most of the times, though, I just prefer using tape and a pair of scissors for my invisible thread. I hope these pointers are helpful for you. Check out my website, weatherbymagic.com. In the meantime, rock on and keep your magic strong.